Hello everyone, welcome back to the Keep Productive YouTube channel. It is Francesco here and welcome back to another video. So in today's feature, I'll be navigating you through my Todoist account. Now I haven't done this video for a while and I wanted to share what my account looks like after the Todoist Foundations update, which was a really big release in late October that I guess really changed the way that I'm using Todoist. I want to share a few different ways, the ways that I'm using task view, subtasks, I'm planning my week, also share you a few of the new project lists that are available. And it's really weird because this is like the 10th or so video in our Todoist setup series, which I've shared every 3 months, how my workflow changes, and it's mad. Like, it is really mad that I've been doing it for this long. It feels very weird, but I really hope you guys enjoy this feature today, and I'll pass over to myself on the laptop. If you're brand new here and want to check out more Todoist stuff, it'd be great to have you. There'll be some Todoist videos I'm sure that you'll be able to find in the description below, in the cards above. And if you want to become a subscriber, it'd be amazing to have you. Anyway guys, let's jump over and talk Todoist. Okay guys, so I have just finished watching my Todoist tour of 2019 in July time, I think it was. So I've got an idea of how I sort of previously used it. And it was really mainly two core projects, and they were personal and work. So I want to show you a few things today, things that have specifically changed in my account. That's really the way that I'm structuring tasks per day, the way that I'm using task view, the changes to my labels, and my plans to improve my filter use. So as you can imagine, I've been using Todoist for 7 years, so it's changed pretty dramatically. If you do want to see the last tour, you can go and watch that in the link in the description. So the thing that I think one of the biggest changes is obviously my use of subtasks. So for those who have maybe seen previous features, I've never used subtasks in my life before, and actually using them has been a dramatic improvement to my day-to-day productivity. And there are a couple of reasons, because previously I would have a task like this, like record YouTube or edit course, and I really didn't, I just had that there and relied a lot more on comments, these comments here, to actually just dump a few notes or maybe list a few things out. But whereas now I have, for example, say with the Notion Made Simple course planning, I now have a way to start tallying subtasks, which is pretty awesome. So now I can actually like go into more detail. I can even add subtasks to subtasks, and it all looks very sort of fine-tuned. So the biggest change you've probably seen in the account is subtasks. I love the way that it works. And if you do want to, you can obviously schedule them per day, which is quite nice. The second biggest change is whenever I start my day, I go between home and town. I have quite like just a normal sort of daily routine. Go out at about 8 a.m. and I go to the gym about 11, come back about 12. And then I've got some time at home until I go back out in the afternoon to coffee shops. I quite like that routine. So what I did is I actually built on my sort of labels use. So I don't actually, if you look in advance, I don't actually sort of plan like add these labels in advance, like town, home, which ones are these. But what I'll do is, for example, in the morning, when I've set out my tasks and I know what my tasks are for the day, I'll talk about that in a moment, then I'll associate them. So for example, like I'm home now. Okay, brilliant. I'll click home and I can see all of my today home tasks. And I can go, okay, so I need to record YouTube, check up on other YouTube videos that I like this week to make sure that, you know, I'm taking in what's happening in the community. And also clean the bathroom, something very nice to do. But as you can see, it's really helped me. So for example, when I finish these tasks, I can go back out to town and see, okay, I've got these orientation tasks to do. So what I typically do in town is mainly like editing or scripting or something that doesn't require me to interact. So I won't do meetings, recordings naturally. I would do stuff that really is just me with headphones on. Anything I can do with headphones on really is for town. And anything that needs, like, I guess a little bit of further interaction, movement, is usually for home, and I'll come and sit down at home and do that. So labels have been really particularly beneficial, and having these sort of label views each day is like, I can be in town and be like, all right, I only want to see the stuff that is specifically for town. Then I could be very specific. And the one thing I can do is something I used before is a focus tab. So all I do, for example, is be like, right, I'm in town and I want to focus on this specific task. So I can just quickly add that as a label focus, and then I can go in. So sort of building on that topic of obviously focus and being a bit more intentional, you may have seen that the tasks are a reasonable amount per day. I'd say it's between like 5 to 10 tasks per day. But the thing that I think I've done a lot better in is being a bit more intentional with the tasks, and that's because of the subtask abilities. So for example, like this afternoon, when I go to do this edit in the course, I'll press a task view, and this is something I've been doing quite a lot of, and I've just been staying within this window. And this is something that me and Carla spoke about, is actually having the task view open up allows you to go, okay, I'm working on this task, graze out this sort of bit. You didn't see my hand there moving. It graze out this sort of bit, and it helps you focus on this task in line. Obviously, you probably wouldn't even need this focus label, but just that intention of doing that is actually very, very helpful. So obviously this is the way that I've structured things. You may notice that I've gone back to a very traditional view. I'm taking a course at the moment called the Focus course by Sean Blank, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm still maybe even a quarter of the way through it, so not even going all the way through there, but there's a lot of topic of something called intentionalism, and I'm trying to be a lot more intentional in what I do in my day. So not necessarily doing too much like administration stuff, so that I don't get carried away like email and things like that. I'm just trying to do stuff that moves the ball forward. And it sounds a bit silly, but I actually haven't been doing that as much in the last year. So it's really been helping. And the one thing I have done is each task now gets an emoji in front of it. And the goal behind this is so that each time I go and plan my tasks. So for those who don't know, every Thursday morning or afternoon, I'll sit down. I'll basically look at my goals in Notion, the things that I want to get done in the month, and I'll transfer tasks and plan the next week based on those goals so that I'm a bit more intentional. You see, that activity takes about 20 minutes to do, helps me plan my entire week in advance, so that's the majority of my next week planned, and it helps me to be a bit more intentional about the tasks I'm actually doing. But the reason why I add these emojis in is because it slows me down. Because the emoji on Mac is you have to open the touch bar and like go in and sort of edit it. And that actually slows me down and goes, do I actually need to do this task today? You have to almost double ask yourself. And plus, it looks a little bit pretty. Now, I did go about 4 years without doing any of this. Like, I was very strict against it. The first 2 years of Todoist was emoji central. If you ever saw my Todoist back then, you'd be like, oh my god, he is using emoji way too much. But now, maybe please do let me in the comments whether I'm feeling crazy about this, but actually just slows me down slightly, especially using the new Todoist. So obviously I've been just quite very simple in terms of the priorities. So very simple tasks, yellow, blue, and orange tasks for those ones that are sort of medium, and ones that need to get done go in red. So you'll see, like next week, I've obviously got like record YouTube script, coda, and I actually have been trying to push a rule that's like, if I get these done, then these don't particularly matter during the day. So that really helps me because it feels like I've achieved something, and I definitely feel like it's been a lot better. And the same thing here, like if these get done, then I'm not necessarily too worried about these. I can move them. Although I do need to, Alice will probably watch this. Don't put me at P3, P2. That is something I need to do. So, I'm trying to keep these very simple. You see, this is the entirety of next week. If I go to upcoming, which if you haven't seen yet, is just a very simple filter to see the next 30 days of tasks that are planned. This helps me to see like really far in advance. and give me a better idea of what I'm actually looking at in the future. But I mainly use the next 7 days to view stuff. Now, on the weekends, I plan to just have very simple stuff now, like charge Hoover, clean car, clean shed, and I try to keep it very simple. But I've started actually being a lot more aggressive on the start of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are quite much more very strict because I have a lot more energy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I've realized now, Thursday and Friday don't necessarily have to be heavy tasks to do. So now's the time to get my energy sort of pushing here. And then, I can relax a bit more or do some more very, repetitive tasks on those days because my mind's, a bit fried from the start of the week. So that's been sort of my, process. I've actually been looking again at Mike Vardy's concepts of the, for example, having a weekly theme on days. So, for example, like Monday has slowly turned into my scripting day, ready for Tuesday, which is my recording day. This is a little bit of a concept week. And then Wednesdays is more of my, course material week. Thursdays is editing and Fridays is admin. So I've been, playing around with some of the weekly themes. And the main reason I want to do this and I'm looking more at Mike's content is because we do have a little one on the way in May. So I've got 4 months-ish of runway to actually organize myself a little bit more efficiently. I feel like that's an opportunity for me to get ready. And if I have these batch sessions, when the baby comes, at least I'll be for example, I can be right, I'm going to be gone for an hour, but I'm going to get all my videos done. And then I don't have to do any more this week. And video and recording day is done all in one. So that if the baby's out of the house, then it's all recording. And then I can enjoy the rest of the time, in terms of I can actually get all the main recording stuff done in one day and then actually sort of be around a lot more to edit and things like that. So, maybe I'm talking absolute rubbish, but it's actually been something on my mind, and that's why I'm taking the focus course as well, which I'm finding I'll do a review on, guys, so I will let you know. Okay, so moving on, you're probably wondering, I actually got a question. I'm going to try and find out the chap's name before I actually do it, because I remember his comment. Actually, it was on the Facebook, on the Todoist Made Simple group. If you're not part of this group, I highly recommend it. Okay, guys, so the comment was from Sunil K3. Sorry if I butchered your name, Sunil. First off, a great question, actually. What is the use of the inbox? And many people actually put some great ones here. So Adam actually uses it. He could use it to plan a 50-minute organization session per day when he organizes those tasks from the inbox into the right projects and deadlines. Very GTD-ish, and Torrent even put, it's where tasks go when you quick add them. I put myself, the inbox for me is a sorting ground. I capture links, thoughts, tasks, and things to note for later. And this is a good opportunity for me to share sort of how I use it. So throughout the day, I will just dump in here, and they can be from tasks to links to ideas and anything like that. So I will just pop stuff in there. For example, these are people I need to reach out to. So they might get done today, they might not get done. But at the end of the day, I will sort this out into the week. Only a 5-10 minute sort of activity, but it does help me because these links here aren't on my mind during the day, and I just want to put them somewhere, just sort of dump them there. And it saves me a huge amount of time. So this is where I use the inbox. Now, I will explain how I use a weekly review next, because I think this is an important distinction. So the inbox is more for daily stuff, more for actionable tasks, links, and things that I need to be aware of. Whereas I have a new project. So previously I had a project called Personal, which is now daily, and Work, which hasn't changed. And now I have one called Weekly Review. So hopefully my wife isn't watching this because there's actually her Christmas presents I need to get. But this is my new weekly review area, and the goal is these are stuff for me to sit down and think about for my weekly review. So the weekly review, as I said, happens Thursday PM, and I'll just sit down and go, let's plan the week ahead based on my goals. But I'll also have bigger questions. Many people refer to this as a someday maybe list, but I wouldn't really say this is someday. Maybe this is more for like, planning. So I'll have like video ideas to people I need to email, projects that I might need to start, and things that I need to do. But this is more for like the next week versus inbox, which is for now, or at least for tomorrow or the next day. So that's my sort of distinguishing. That's been a really amazing project. Actually, it's really helped me in terms of like brain fry because now I'm like, okay, I don't need to worry about covering email apps in the future because I've got it here. I can review it at the end of the week. And I'll do things like, planning social activities and things like that. And even like, Christmas presents I need to get, or ideas that I need to sort of write down, and even questions and things like that. So these are like, I would say this is immediate organization, and this is later organization. I've considered calling this just later, but I quite like the weekly review because it can, weaves into my sort of activities when I'm planning my Todoist. So I get to clear that every single week. It's at 0 every single week, which I love. And then I can start a new week, and it'll build up to about, so this is, I did mine 2 days ago, so it's about 15 now. So normally it would have been, normally about 50 to 60 by the time that I get to next week. Just some random stuff. And this is great for business development as well. I put a lot of business ideas in here for like future things that I want to do, content, things like that, or like opportunities. So this is actually a great starting point for me. That leads me on to the second sort of key area, is the shopping list. This is very simple, broken down so you can use sections in Todoist now, which is amazing. I now sort of plan this, so my wife will literally text me a list of things that we need to get for tea because I'm so bad at remembering. I feel like I should actually give her email task access into here, which I think I should probably do, so she can email them directly into here. But I'll just sort them, and then I'll go into the store and get everything, and I'll take them off. And it's a really, I don't know why, but it just saves me, because I used to just go into today and create like a shopping list task and then add them all in comments. And now just having a shopping list based project is really simple, but actually it saved me a lot of time. So going to like daily, for example, here, now I have like, this is personal. So I have like these different sections. So for example, I've got no date, which is where most things go that have no specific date. Fitness, family and friends, house tasks. So I can maybe like clean shed is a house task, clean car is a house task, order taxis is family and friends, and texting Dan is that, charging Hoover. So I can be able to quickly organize that. I mean, if I'm not too like, the way that I'll do it is just by using the selection and just being able to choose the section header, which I find really fast is a good way to do it. But again, it's not really a mad science. If it ends up here at the top, that's absolutely fine as long as it's in daily. I changed personal to daily because I feel like it was a bit more relaxed. And work. So work is just totally work. You can see here that I've got most of the tasks in this top part of this, but I'm utilizing these subtasks like crazy now. But I could begin to organize them into here. I don't think, as I said, I don't think the sections are an exact science. I could probably spend more time just, be able to filter them into the right location, which might help. But again, it depends how strict I want to be during that week. So you're seeing like a very cool and relaxed Francesco, but this probably would be done all in one blast when I'm doing the weekly review, because I wouldn't want to spend too much time on it at least. So you're starting to see sort of like the structure of it and things like that. Now the one thing I've changed my from dark mode to this theme here. Just like I don't know, the themes are very personal to each individual. Like I just change it because it, a new week sort of refreshes it. So down here, I also have some filters. So I have a personal and versus work one that I set up recently. These are all things that are related to work, and these are all things that are related to personal stuff. Actually, bathroom shouldn't be there. I will move it to daily just for this example. So there we go. What it does really neatly, I'll just open this filter up, is it does any overdue or today tasks that is in work. then has a separate area that is overdue today inside of daily. So I have like two lists here. So it actually breaks them out. So you can see all of your today tasks, but in, so for example, I'm like, okay, I want to just start doing my personal stuff today, or in the evening I can be like, okay, what's on the personal list? I can actually drill down. And the same with today in work, I can just be like, okay, these are only work tasks. I mean, I could do this or create a work and today filter, but I just feel I quite like having the two separations, because I can see like, okay, am I winning in my personal life? I'd need to clean the bathroom and then I'll be winning. And then I have the upcoming, which I've shown you, and the focus tasks, although you could probably just go to here. But this is one that's built around, oh no, I didn't build that, but I could be like, and how do I do and? There we go. And today. So that might be a better way to sort of set it up. I need to set this one up, no date, to sort of find some ones that have been sort of maybe placed in the wrong location. But guys, that's my Todoist account. Like, the one thing I'll say is that it is dramatically improved since the Todoist Foundations. Having the task view helps me focus. Having the subtasks help me break things down further. Having comments, I don't use comments anymore. Introduction of labels has helped me a little bit. And being a bit more intentional with the emoji has been a lot better. And I feel like a lot more relaxed, especially day to day. And I feel like it's finally, it's weird. It's like a cyclical thing, but, like Todoist has slowly grown and improved over time. But I feel like my system's pretty rigid. And as you can imagine, it's just something that I've just been growing and improving on. Now, a lot of people ask me about the whole Notion, like, would you ever move your task manager to Notion? Currently, no. I think this system is pretty reliable for me. I like the way that you can tick tasks off. I like subtasks. I like how I could just go on to like Monday and be like, right, this is beautiful. I can see what I can do for Monday. Or maybe I get too eager on Friday and do tasks a bit early. I can be like, wow, okay, I've done. Or I can reschedule. Like, I just love this linear process to my task management. And I think that's something that a lot of people get confused. Like, they're like, okay, Notion can do all this. And I'm like, well, it can. And we do have a specific module on it in the course. But at the same time, for me, at least, I particularly enjoy the structure of Todoist and how it works. So guys, that hopefully explained all of the changes. I literally don't look at this anymore, but a lot of people ask me about the karma side of stuff. The karma, like, for example, like, so I will shout out a problem that I'm having. So I have a daily goal set at 14, but you can see that on Wednesday when I did my sort of big clear out, and at the end of the day, you will see that, like, that's inbox tasks. This is my week review area. So you'll see that I'm clearing out a lot, and that's a problem because it shows that I did 131 tasks on that day, and that's not good to have because it's like a false bit of data or vanity data. So I'm looking to do some more stuff with like archive tasks to see whether it might be a better job at it. But you can see on my week thing, like, it literally, like, you can see the inbox clears, you can see the weekly review clears, and you can see the work-based clears and the daily clears. So it's quite a nice view, like, to see that. And maybe I'll set the targets higher, but, it's really dependent. And I'm almost coming up to 60,000 completed tasks in Todoist, which I think is bloody mad. But yeah, I mean, that is just a metric more to see how projects are being managed. So I don't know whether that will help. Is there anything else I'd like to talk about? So the one other thing that maybe be beneficial to you is when I go about planning. So when I pick the goals from Notion, I'll literally pick like, okay, I need to release a new Notion Made Simple course module. I obviously know that goal from Notion. I'll go to Todoist and I'll go, okay, Monday the 25th of November. And what I'll do is I can see all my tasks for that day. And I'll do that for all of the days of the week. So I can literally see this lovely view. And you can do this easily by going to like Tuesday, Wednesday. And you can see the view very clearly. So that's how I like to go about planning it. And then I just pop all the tasks in there. So guys, Actually, there's probably just a question there about how I use the iOS and the Android and the Mac applications. I spend the majority of my time on the Mac, so planning and sort of organizing goes in there. When it comes to completing tasks on the go, that's really for the mobile app, and maybe capturing web links or ideas on the go is through the inbox and the share extension. So guys, a big thank you. Please do let me know whether this was any of benefit to you, because it's totally I like doing these features, but obviously see whether it actually you found some value from it. Feel free to comment. Make sure you join the Facebook group. It'd be great to have you in there, and I really look forward to your comments. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in a future Keep Productive video. Cheers everyone, bye!